I use the word we a lot.
Mm.
I use the word we have arrived. Not I have arrived. We have arrived. Even if I'm by myself, it's always we. I lead them to understand we are troubleshooting. Why? Because the more I use we, the more people that they think that they're on the airplane, the more valuable my hour becomes. Because now I have 2, 3, 4 people working on your airplane in that same hour. You understand me?
Yeah. I was just thinking about, does Nelson hear you talk like that?
Yeah.
Is he around? Yeah, that's great for his mentality as well, because it gives him agency and ownership to the process, and it actually makes him do a better job instead of the look at me mentality of the weak leadership. That's a big deal.
And I messed up. That's the only one. That's the only time I ever use I.
That's the way it's supposed to be. Grand Rising. All right. Welcome back.
Yes, definitely. How are you? How was your day?
Yesterday was just kind of blah. Yeah. It was. I sat in the dump truck all day and uploaded videos and edited shorts on a job site where I moved about a foot at a time for the entirety of the day. They were scooping asphalt out of the back of the truck and putting it on a strip of road that was like 2 feet wide. And so we did probably 30 tons of asphalt like that. So it was just a very annoying, tedious process. But it was what the job was yesterday, so whatever, take it.
Yeah. No, I understand. It's like I'm coming out. All right. I understand, because I know for a fact that there's very few times that I turn down jobs or that because last week was so, I don't want to say slow. Last week was just a mess. So work-wise, I really didn't focus. And then towards the end, I was like, holy shit, I haven't made any money this week. So I called Nelson. I was like, I'm just gonna grab whatever the fuck. He's like, yeah, let's do it. Because it's been a little slow, even though season is coming in. Usually I usually wait for a phone call, or this week was a little slow. I had to call. I had to send out text messages, and so I picked up a job. They wanted me to start it on Friday. I couldn't start it on Friday. I started it on Saturday, so I worked Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday on this airplane. And now here we are today. What is this today? Wednesday? Yeah. I don't know. Is it Wednesday?
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah, today's Sebastian's birthday.
Yeah.
Sebastian's 21st birthday today.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Sebastian.
So anyway, I fucking if there's a job, there's a switch bank.
This one you're cutting your hands upon. Oh, people that are watching this on audio just don't see the reaction. I'm laughing. Oh man.
Yes, I'm grabbing my head. I'm shaking it around. I'm telling you, dude. Listen, I was able to get. I got. I put Nelson in charge with. I said, Nelson, you know exactly what needs to be done, right? He goes, yes. I was like, cool. Grab this kid and go take care of it. He goes, cool. So they went and they took care of it and they put the part in. And then I went to go ops check it, and it was not the problem.
Oh.
And I said, first of all, I look like an asshole because I'm doing the job, but I didn't troubleshoot it. Somebody else troubleshot it. So now somebody else troubleshot it. I'm already frustrated. Yesterday I had two airplanes. I had another one that I picked up. They told me 3 days. I only had it for a day and a half, you
Hmm.
know? So I'm like, you motherfuckers, fucking guy wanted the airplane back by 5 p.m. yesterday, and I'm looking, I'm like, wait a moment, you guys told me to break this airplane, like literally. So the other airplane that I worked on had, remember talk about slats, no, maybe,
Hmm.
yeah. So when the slats was defective, I had to, these are all things that can be. They took the airplane safely. You just there's certain things that you can't do,
Hmm.
like you can't fly in icy conditions, shit like that. How do you stay away from icy conditions? Stay away from the clouds.
Hmm.
Don't fly so high. Take a
Hmm.
route. Take a different route. So it's called a minimum equipment list. So it's, you have a minimum equipment that you're allowed, because not everything is essential for flight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when it's not essential for flight are usually like the things that are like what do you see, ripped leather on a seat. You know what I mean? That's not essential for flight.
Yeah.
Um, like cabinet drawer not latching. That's not essential for flight. You know what I mean? It could probably bang around and you have to secure it, but it's not essential for flight. You know what I mean? It could be fucking busted. You take the drawer out. Don't worry about it. So a lot of things like that. So what they ended up doing was they fucking MEL the rest of the fucking airplane of whatever they could, and they had me, do whatever they needed me to do, and they're bringing me the airplane back on the 6th. So I spent the whole time trying to organize parts and organize because it was going to be a 3-4 day job. No, 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 day and a half. We need the airplane back. So uh, that's the only parts that kind of sucks. I was like, you give me the time, but I always sell it. I upsell. I was like, we've been working on the airplane all day. Number one. Number two, we've tore apart the airplane. We've done this. We've done that. I use the word we a lot.
Hmm.
I use the word we have arrived. Not I have arrived. We have arrived. Even if I'm by myself, it's always we. Lead them to understand we are troubleshooting. Why? Because the more I use we, the more people that they think that they're on the airplane, the more valuable my hour becomes.
Hmm.
Because now I have 2, 3, 4 people working on your airplane in that same hour. You understand me?
Yeah. Yeah. I was just thinking about, does Nelson hear you talk like that? Is
Yeah,
he around? Yeah, I mean, that's great for his mentality as
yeah,
well, because it gives him agency and ownership to the process,
yes.
and it actually makes him do a better job instead of
Listen,
the
that's
look at me mentality of the weak leadership. Well, that's a big deal.
I've been and I messed up. That's the only one. That's the only time I ever use I.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
I use I when I fucked up. It's like, oh man, I fucked up. No, I did. No, it's okay. you didn't, you broke that because I didn't tell you about it. It's my fault.
Oh.
So yeah, or this happened because you had no idea. You couldn't have known. It's my fault. So yeah, and that's, I'm pretty good at that one. You know, I'm pretty good at that one. So even if that's words of the wise, even if you're afraid, oh my God, I'm going to get fired, take ownership in your mistake. I promise you,
Yeah.
it's so much easier. Take
Look,
ownership. If you take ownership in your mistakes,
I always got stories for everything.
tell me.
So bad. So Mercedes-Benz Bonita Springs had just finished building this, like, if you ever come to Naples and go to, it's like right between, it's just north of Naples. There's a very ridiculously beautiful dealership. Um, when I was a tow truck driver for Bald Eagle in Naples, we did all their towing, and I dropped off a, was like a GLE, some GLE all-wheel drive stuck in park, couldn't get it off the truck, and so to get it off the truck, I had to use a snatch block and pull the winch down to the end of the bed and pull and drag it off.
Wow.
Well, when I did that, there's a chain that goes to the bed, and it depressed into the brand new asphalt. And when I pulled the bed out from underneath the vehicle, it left a gouge like that big in the asphalt, and it had literally been paved. It was still soft. And I was like, it's a parking lot. This stuff happens. I didn't think anything of it. So a couple days later, there's just this scorched earth email that comes across, and it's to the whole fleet. And he's just, this is how you're going to operate. You should be here, blah, blah, blah. Just complete talking, just the most shit ever, furious. I opened the email. I think I was just leaving to go on a call, and I got out the truck and went in the office. And I was like, "What's this?" He's like, "Guys just don't care about blah." And I was like, "Look, I did that." I was like, and this is the scenario that played out. And it's like, and I had no clue that it was that big of an issue. And he's like, "Oh," and he just kind of sat back in his chair for a second. He's like, I've been doing this for like 50 years.
And
And he's like,
nobody
you're the
fucking
first freaking driver that has ever walked into my office and owned something like that. I
yeah.
was like, well, I was like, I did it. Like, I don't understand what I was like, I mean, I can go out there and I can put a patch on it if you want. Like, it's like, but I mean, it's a parking lot. And it's like, it's a parking lot at a dealership where I guarantee you there's going to be an accident vehicle that goes into that place that's missing a wheel that's going to do the exact same thing. And he's like, you're not wrong. And he's like, yeah. And it's like, go fix it. All right. I went and bought some asphalt patch from Home Depot, and it took me 15 minutes. But at that point, like, my stock in that company went up immediately. And I was known as a person that had the good integrity. And if I said something, then there was no question about it. Hey, did you damage the vehicle? No. Okay. Do you get pictures? Yep. All right. We'll fight it. And that was it. It was never a thing. I never had a damage claim, anything. Like, it was, but it's like it all started from me owning something. And it was like, I'd only been working there for like a month at that point. And it's like just that little bit of ownership. And like, Sal Fasella is the one that used to say it on the MSCEO project. Like, tell the truth even if it makes your voice shake. Yeah, tell the truth even if
Shake.
it makes your voice shake, because that's where those moments are truly defined.
I think it was Al Capone who said, I always tell the truth.
It would be a gangster. No.
Yeah, I think it was Al Capone. I think it was Al Capone who always said that. He goes, I always tell the truth. Uh, and I think he said that. He goes, even if you don't like it or something. But it was always to the sense of holding true to your to your character, number one, right? And there's nothing to fear afterwards. Listen, I lived a life. I know in my past, my old self did me a lot of harm. And a lot of the harm that it did to me was that I was a compulsive liar. I would lie about anything. I would lie about anything. I would, especially to my wife, you know. Listen, such a small white lie. Example, let's say I'm going to the pool hall after, which I do it, I do it quite often now, right? Before I used to go to the pool hall all the time. And I remember, uh, I'd tell her, no, did you pass by the pool hall today? Did you go to the pool hall? No, just drove right by. When did I spend half an hour there? 30 minutes, 15 minutes, doesn't matter. Why? I didn't play pool, but I still passed by. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, to me, it was an insignificant lie because I really didn't play, but I still passed by. So that's what I'm just saying. It's like stupid shit like that. Um, you know, those little, even like I said, I told her, I've said a lot of bigger lies, of course, but now, for example, that I've been in. Remember, there's an old saying that the truth will set you free. You don't have to remember anything, dude. You don't have to remember scenarios. You know how many times you fucking, like, when we tell a lie, it'll grow a story, and then you have to add another lie to make that story sound better, and then sound better, and then next thing you know, dude, your tail it's called a tail, right? You keep adding lies on top of it. Your tail is so fucking outrageous that it's unbelievable, completely.
Yeah.
And then you have to remember. You got to remember everything. When you tell the truth, you remember what you know, right? So it's. I've been caught so many times. Now, I learned a long time ago. I learned, don't lie, number one. And number two, it's so much easier to remember everything. It really is. I don't have to remember stories. I don't have to remember, oh, if I say this, I did this, and fuck that. Fuck that. Ever since I came clean, and I, me and her got into an agreement, and we just laid everything out on the table. There's zero secrets, you know, there's zero. It actually made our marriage better. It really did. Even though there's sometimes I'll say something and she won't believe me, at least down, there's a still essence that says, yeah, he's telling the truth. He's got to be. I am.
Are you still feeling old and rusty today?
You have no idea, dude. I hate working 9 to 5s.
I saw the text message yesterday. I just started laughing. Like, of course, the simple response that I send you, nobody wants to hear.
No, but it's rude, but I mean, it's one of those things. I do got to get. I have to get into shape. But what I'm saying is, old and rusty is like, listen, dude. You know what I really would want? I remember I put myself, and I just don't want to spend the money. I'm gonna have to call Anthony. I wonder that fucker still has it. Remember the old P90X?
Yeah, I think
right?
I still have the DVDs of it.
You have the DVDs?
I'm pretty sure I do. I'll have to find them, but yeah.
Look for
them.
And the reason
torture.
The reason I said that is because I used them one time, and I used Anthony's one time, and I loved them. Not only I have everything in my home for that. I got the straps. I have everything, right? And on top of that, dude, they add a day of stretching. You see what I'm saying? They add a day of yoga. They add a day of fucking, and I need to stretch. I realized yesterday that it doesn't matter that I can do 50 push-ups in one sitting, no problems. That's no big deal. It doesn't matter I can do 20 fucking pull-ups in one standing, no problem. That's not an issue. My issue is that You put me into a certain
Uh,
position, and to unwrinkle myself, to unwind, and then ow, it fucking just hurts to stretch. I'm trying to stretch.
I swear to God, I just want to strangle you sometimes. It was
I'm
like
telling you,
I legit told you to do a day stretching.
fuck me, dude. Fuck. I don't. I listen to me.
Don't listen.
I don't know. I don't know how to stretch.
I told you to go onto YouTube and look at yoga with Adrian, and she'd help
Yeah.
you walk through the process.
Shut up, dude. You told me, look at yoga with Adrian. That's not a bad looking lady, and she's doing some really weird positions. And I'm like, I can't. Oh, yeah, I can't watch this channel.
That's funny. I did it with my wife, so I was perfectly fine.
No, it's true. It's fine. I, I'm perfectly fine looking at it too. And I'm like, how the hell did she fit her foot back there? You know,
Because she's like 90 pounds. That's
my
like, and
goodness.
she's been stretching her whole life.
It's crazy. But the P90X does have yoga in between and stretching in between a couple of days. So, you know what? Please look for them. I will make a drive to Naples just to go pick them up. That's how important they are.
Fort Myers is a little further than Naples, but I might meet you
Whatever.
halfway.
It's no big deal. It's
Might come go down to freaking the 10,000 Islands. I've been wanting to go
that's
down there
that's
and go
that's
kayak.
that's where I bought my Harley.
We're at 10,000 Islands or Fort Myers.
Fort Myers.
No, it was the Harley dealership right here
Yeah,
on
right,
Metro.
right next to the airport.
Oh, there's that one over there too. That's right there off of Daniels.
That's
Yep.
the one that I went there. I went to go work on an airplane. I got there. It was resolved within 30 minutes of me being there, and I had the whole day. I had like 10 a.m. Like, now what do I do now? You know? And I was like, well, let's go check it out. Let's go drive around. And I started driving around, and then I saw, hey, the Harley dealership. Let's pull in. I've never been. I've never walked into one before. Fuck,
Yeah, they look
fuck
real good
that.
in that showroom, man.
Yeah, they
The
do.
lighting's perfect. The lighting is perfect.
But I learned a lesson on that one. I'm getting rid of the Harley, but I've learned a lesson on that because I was, not to mention, I'm upside down 10 grand easily on that bitch.
Jeez.
Easily. Oh yeah, easily. You know, I ended up getting the fucking extended warranty and the fucking this and the service plan and the fucking blah 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 blah. I'm the biggest lay down ever on anything sales. If I see you trying and if I have the money, yeah, why not? But
I'm not.
yeah, I am.
No, I remember. And even the I had to rationalize why it was important for the extended warranty on my truck. And like I literally talked myself through it because I don't believe in them at all. But if you buy a truck that's a 4x4 that has, I think it's 60,000 miles on it when we got it, and I was like,
Yes, you need extended
you
warranty.
need an extended warranty because
Eh,
that stuff's going to fail. And if it doesn't, it costs me a little bit more money, but at least there's some peace of mind there.
Listen, the fucking extended warranties are fucking awesome until, for example, do you do your own oil changes?
I do.
Do you
And
save your receipts? Do you
no,
save the fucking?
I take 4 hours off of work and go to the dealership now and make them do it because it's included in that warranty.
Oh,
And
okay.
it costs me more money in time if
Yeah.
I can't be productive. So, but now the good news is that when I won't be in the truck full time anymore. I'll still have to do the heavy hauling is what it's going to look like until we find somebody competent. But I will literally just drop it off, and I'll have my wife drop me off at work on her way out to out east that way. Because yeah, I was there for and like me and that thing where why the f do I have somebody else do something that I can do and I can do it better and better as in it doesn't take you 4 hours to do a 15-minute oil change. Like that's he's like you can't show up. You have to make an appointment. The appointment was 3 days out. You guys didn't have the filter, and I was there for 4 hours because you guys like. So what'd you make me make an appointment for? Like I don't understand this. So why is it not done yet? Oh well, it didn't have the filter yet. It takes about an hour to get it all out of the system. No, it doesn't. Like, what are you talking about? And so it's yeah. So I'm just gonna drop it off and I'm gonna relinquish that little bit of control and not go postal in the dealership. Hyundai, Fort Myers, you suck. Um, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's the one on Colonial. Whatever. I just get
these extended warranties, dude, and the look for anything. Like I really like the fact I had one engine on I had one car one engine on a pickup that needed to be rebuilt, and they rebuilt the engine.
Yeah, it's good for that
with,
stuff.
With the
it's good for
warranty.
big ticket items like
that.
Big
ticket items, transmissions. I've had fucking engine. Yes. The problem is though, proving that you've done all your maintenance, because so they force you to. So I stopped. Even when I don't have money and I have very limited resources, I'll literally tell my buddies or whatever, hey dude, I don't have any cash right now, but I need an oil change now. I'll get you later. Right? I mean, it's worthwhile because getting that for my mother also one time, if it hadn't been for a series of oil changes that we did at my buddy's, and he had the records, because I know a bunch of times my son was doing her oil change.
Yeah.
She go by the stuff. But if it hadn't been for the odometer readings at my buddy's dealership place shop, then she would have been fucked. She would have been fucked because who holds on to fucking oil receipts or filters on what day?
I never have ever.
No, and they want and they do that. All these extended warranty companies do though.
They're insurance companies.
I hate them so much, man.
It's just it's an insurance company. So, like, I think it's what is it, Assyrian? It is the one that underwrites most of them. They do cell phone insurance. They do travel insurance. They do extended warranties.
Speaking of travel insurance, that's also BS.
Yeah, I called and tried to redeem that one time, and they're like, "Oh, that's not coming."
Listen to me. I should call Delta, but whatever. It's been over a year. But like, I bought airline tickets. We were going to Puerto Vallarta, and I bought airline tickets. During that same time frame that I had bought the tickets, I also bought tickets for Dolly and Gabby to go to New York. They went to go see the Phantom of the Opera, a Broadway show. So I told Dolly, I was like, listen, you're leaving, I don't know, I think it was like on a Tuesday. You're coming back on a Thursday because we're leaving for Puerto Vallarta Friday morning. So that's how it was. So my lovely wife decides to get stranded, and she spent an extra day in fucking in New York. She loses her flight. And I was willing to drive to Orlando and go pick her up because we need to be in Vallarta. Like we have a flight leaving at Friday morning, and I'll drive to fucking Orlando to pick her up, but I need to get you down here. And so she tried to get flights out. Nothing happened until the next day. So we missed our flight. So when I called to rebook it, and here's another thing, I made the mistake of
telling the truth.
No, I made the mistake of telling of buying the ticket, uh, I bought the cheapest ticket. It's one of the first times I bought it the cheapest ticket. So
Yeah.
I couldn't change the date. And I'm like, fuck me. I couldn't change the date. I was like, so what do I do? Well, I actually, fortunately, I had bought the insurance. Like I can't fucking travel, so at least I all I want to just change the date.
Hmm.
I called them. I was like, I got to change the date, and they said you can't. I'm like, well, I need this trip changed for Saturday, please. So I had to buy a brand new tickets for Saturday, and the lady goes, "Here's the phone number. Go ahead and claim your insurance, and it'll give your money back." Cool, no problem, dude. I spent 2 months calling,
Yeah.
2 months calling, almost on a daily basis. Like, yo, what's going on? And I would talk to somebody. Oh, you need this department. Oh, you need it because it's fucking Mexico. It wasn't even. It was Aero Aero Mexico, which is it's a Delta subsidiary. It's Delta owns them now. So, but the insurance was bought through a third party fucking Mexican bullshit, caca caca,
Yeah.
you know. And I was like, fuck, dude. They just kept paying from one place to another until finally I said, that's how they made their money. That little $100 that I spent, I gave it away for free.
Yeah.
Here you go.
It's
Because they kept
it's a
my 15
nightmare.
2000. It is. It's
It's
fucking.
a freaking nightmare because we had I've had so many similar experiences with that, and that's why like I don't shop on Expedia anymore because if you do or cheap tickets or whatever, no matter whatever third party website you use, like sells the final. Like you can't make any changes. You have to buy a new ticket. Even with the freaking hotel, like I had booked a hotel wrong, the wrong date, and I tried to change it, and they would not let me change it. I had to keep that reservation and book another one, and it was just beyond. So I don't use those like Expedia services or anything like
I
that.
think that changed already though,
Did it
because
change?
I've made changes. Here, for example, in the last trip to Tampa,
Well,
right? I'm sleeping in that crack house. So
that's a freaking crack house. The Airbnb that we stayed in when we were up there was gorgeous, but that neighborhood, my buddy was like, "You're gonna go running out there?" I was like, "I'll be all right." He's like, "Man, it's kind of hood." I was like, "It's broad daylight. It's not that hood." Jesus. But at night, yeah. I don't know, bro. But yeah, the crack house, that's awesome. But
I'm staying at that Roach Hotel, and then fucking many times, I oh I had to go back there. So I'm staying at that Roach Hotel, and I got there late. I got there like 4 days late, you know, and lady's like, look at my reservation. She goes, we'll just move your days. Don't worry about it. And I was like, oh,
yeah, no,
okay.
that's them. That was that little crack house. That's all
Yeah.
it was. If you'd have
Really?
done that shit at the Marriott, yeah, it'd have been a different experience.
But
I guarantee it.
as it, see, I didn't pay for it though. I didn't organize it. I didn't do anything. I was just told to show up.
Hmm.
So I showed up, right? And even though, and it's the same, and my same customer was the one. I said, "Hey, get me a hotel room, blah 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 blah." Cool. But it's the same customer. They're the ones who booked it like
Mm-hmm.
days in advance, weeks in advance, and that same customer is the one who told me to wait to don't leave yet. I have another one right here that could really use you real quick. So I was
Mm-hmm.
here for 2 3 days extra working
Right.
on the airplane here before I went to Tampa. So doing that, you know. And I said reservation. He goes, I already did that last week. So when I showed up, they're like, "Yep, sure enough, there it is." And they had made the reservation with other parties, like with other guys that were going to be staying also, and especially another guy that I was taking over for. Well, the guy that I was taking over for, he checked in on the allotted time. I'm checking in later, but
Mm.
even though it's in the same reservation, so that's how somehow they allowed it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's that hotel.
Probably.
Like,
Okay.
but yeah. I mean, it's been a long time since I've made a hotel reservation too, because I won't even do it anymore. I'll tell my wife where I'm going, and like, please, and she'll take care of it because I did that in California. Like, I freaking booked the hotel on the wrong date, and that's the day that, yeah, had literally had to get another hotel somewhere else because they couldn't change it or wouldn't change it, and yeah, just, yeah, I'm done with it.
Yeah, no. Fuck the insurance companies, dude. That's all I have to say.
Uh, uh, but meanwhile, buy life insurance.
But
Uh,
everybody needs life insurance.
yeah, so uh, still say it, still preach it.
Yes, everybody needs life insurance. 100%. The real use of it. Don't be, and do it before you get to be like somebody like me who is insurable.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh man.
Yes.
So do you put sugar in your coffee?
No.
So I had put some sugar in my coffee the other day. Raw sugar is what I used to use, and I had been without it for so long that it actually created a mucusy reaction to where my nose started running. So those days that my nose started running, I couldn't figure out why, and I was having to blow my nose in the middle of this. It was the sugar that I was ingesting, and like it clicked the other day because my wife had gotten the little celebration thing with the cookies, and I ate the cookies, and it immediately my nose started running again. And apparently, that the fact that I have removed it from my life so heavily, it causes a reaction almost like an allergy or mucus, which is insane to me.
That's
Like coughing, phlegm, runny
really
nose. Yeah. And that just makes me so curious.
brown sugar? No.
It's raw, unrefined, freaking,
Brown sugar.
yeah.
It should not
It should not do that.
anything. No. You have
So
something else because raw sugar, it's just cane.
yeah, I'm aware. That's why we switched to that to get away from the bleach and the chemicals.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And it was just like,
It's literally the healthiest if you're going to eat sugar or whatever. It's like the healthy.
yeah,
There's nothing better,
yeah.
unless, the next step is honey,
Mm,
um, which I use too also.
mm. I've thought about
Mm.
getting some local honey to actually see if it starts kicking with
Yes. And they
the
have,
allergies.
I bought a honey, a special honey one time. Still had the piece of honeycomb. It was,
Mm-hmm.
it was delicious. Like it was made to grab the piece, bite the honeycomb, and then the wax would almost disintegrate. Like you would probably, I would always be left with a little tiny ball after a big piece of wax, and then I will spit it out, throw it away. But
Mm.
it kind of disintegrates in your mouth. And everything is just delicious. It is really good for you. But
It's supposed to help with
these,
allergies.
huh?
It's supposed to help with allergies with
Yeah. Well, the bee pollen is
pollen and the pollen.
yes,
So
yeah. There was a company. There was an MLM. My experience with MLMs. My mom, when I was growing up, used to be part of a company called Forever Living, and all they sold were extremely healthy aloe vera and bee pollen and shit like that, vitamins. I don't know what happened to this company, dude, but their products are bar none some of the best things I've ever fucking tasted, felt, seen. They would have these jars of pure aloe. Like, just imagine grabbing that aloe plant from your front yard, you take it, you fucking peel it, and you get that fucking gel, right? Dude, these cocksuckers turn it into a liquid. I don't know. They would add something else to make sure, and you shake it up. You just drink it. It tastes like
oh,
garbage. but it is so healthy. It is so amazing, and you got used to it.
I remember I tried like the store bought version of that, and it's like
That's
drinking
that's really
goo.
watered. That's watered down. That's watered down, and it's not even good.
Oh,
This is actually really thick, and
oh,
it's. But I'm telling you, holy shit, dude. Anyway, so they used to sell bee pollen. They used to sell a whole bunch of bee other bee things, and um, not only were we healthy, like in a household wise, like I felt great.
hmm.
But and even after an adult, I found some, and dude, I'm telling you, that shit's amazing. It does wonders for your body. But that company, my mom literally paid all the bills with that company. You know,
Nice.
as an you know, I used to go to the meetings. She would be a hosting. She would be running meetings. She'd be doing this. She'd be recruiting. She'd be fucking selling. She was a selling fucking thing. You know, my dad was really sick back then. Let me see. This was the time that my grandma died, I guess, and so he was really depressed. My dad blew up over 100 pounds in a year after my grandma passed away. Yeah. So even though he was already a big boy, he became even a bigger boy. You
No.
know, with his depression and all that stuff going on. And I'm just a kid. I don't know what anything, but I just remember seeing that my mom was, 9 o'clock at night, 3 o'clock in the morning, doesn't matter. She's fucking
Just
going.
on it.
She's going, and this is a time when you had to fucking get that inventory too.
Yeah.
It's one of those MLMs that you need to get it, spend money and get all that inventory so you can
Yeah.
go out there and sell it. So she did very well. Um, Not saying that she was like super top leader, but she did. At least we ate, and I didn't feel it. That's part of the job as being a dad, I guess. Not showing your kids how bad you're hurting.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so that Forever Living products, I remember that one. I don't know what the. I don't think they're around anymore. They should have been. Those products were amazing.
Interesting.
I know it's not cheap either. I know it's not cheap, but nothing good is.
What was up?
The best things in life ain't free.
Yeah, they're still around.
They're still around.
Yep. Forever Living products. No, they're still active.
Wow.
Innovative Immune is a U.S. and Canada only shop. Join or about aloe vera drinks. Yeah, aloe looks like aloe and turmeric extract. That's interesting. Aloe berry nectar, aloe peaches. Yeah, and they're showing you just scraping the plant.
Yeah.
There are over 400 species of aloe plants, but only one proclaimed to be the best aloe vera. Yeah. Start your journey. I will not click that button. Yeah. Yeah, they're at Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yeah.
No kidding. Nice. Yep. Copyright 2024. So they're still around. He's like, okay, check. Get me some aloe.
I need some aloe. I just don't want to become a fucking member. I hate
Yeah.
when they make you do that, because then you start getting bombarded with fucking emails and you start doing.
Yeah. Like there's one supplement brand that I use where I sell their supplements to people when they're asking me for advice, and which is cool, whatever. But I have $115 commitment uh, monthly for my own, which is kind of fine because when I'm working out twice a day, I burn through it all. But when I'm not working out twice a day and I'm off the program, I get a pretty good stock going up to the house. But then, like, so when I kicked off that last little phase, I think I had like two bottles of pre-workout. I had three different types of BCAAs. I had some carbohydrate complex for because I cramp, and I get the carbohydrates with the electrolytes, it stops the cramping, and a couple of other things. And legit, like I burned through all of it within like 20 days. So now I have to rehab all my stuff.
Damn, dude.
Everything but the pre-workout. The pre-workout I still have, but
I need to learn how to eat. I don't know how to eat.
uh, I don't know,
That's the
everybody.
truth. Yeah, you're talking about pre-workouts and other shit. Listen, when I was fucking, if I'm trying to bulk up, dude, I would just fucking, yeah, get the weight gainer and get the creatine, get this blah 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 blah. You know,
Yeah,
that's different. That's different.
that's
But
like
when
dirty
you're,
bulk though. So that's a like when people are trying when they say they're bulking, they're like, oh, it's bulking season. Like, if it's a dirty bulk, then it's kind of counterproductive. You get big, but then you just wrap it in fat, just giving yourself more work.
yeah,
But when you like, I always people say they diet. It's just really a lifestyle,
mm-hmm,
and like so like when me and my wife were talking about this. It was like when I was a tow truck driver in Colorado, like I would eat fish and salad like 6 nights a week, and then I'd have steak on the weekend. And I never was the person that was on the starchy stuff. Like I don't like the way it makes me feel, so I just didn't do it. And then I came over to the side of rice. And then I started eating a little bit of rice because I wanted to put on weight, but like it's always been lean meats, lean proteins. My wife got me into beans, which is a pretty good source of protein and fiber. Gives you a little fat, but like I find something like a protein source that I like. Like I always, like I heard somebody say it before. It's like you eat like a dog, because the dog eats the same thing every day almost. And so and a lot of people are like, I can't do that. Well, I mean, I can because I food prep. And so, like, I actually videotaped myself making the freaking soup in the kitchen with the big hole in the wall. And it was like, because people were like, oh, I can't food prep. And it was like, it took me 15 minutes of food prep and I went off and did something else. And I just let it cook in the Instapot, in the pressure cooker. And it was literally 2 pounds of turkey, a bag of beans, rinsed, washed. I cut up 2 onions, like 2 tablespoons of garlic, and some chicken broth. Put it in the pot. Walked away. 45 minutes later, released the steam. Put a cup of rice in it, and now I have this very wholesome meal that we've been eating for 2 days for dinner, and it's going to be full of nutrients. I added carrots in there as well, but it's full of nutrients, pretty balanced, and like it's good. So, and I don't have to worry about it. And now I'm not eating processed shit throughout the course of the week because we're both busy. Like I fell asleep on the couch. I didn't even do my upload until this morning,
yeah,
and it's just like, but things like that, like chicken on the weekends, like I'll grill chicken. So Publix has been hating on me right now. I used to buy a 10-pound bag of chicken for like $9.99, and it just magically disappeared. And I've been buying that bitch for fucking since I moved to Florida. And it's like, ah, no, it doesn't exist anymore. It's like it's somewhere. I'm gonna find it online. I'll order it. But it's bone-in chicken. I grill it in the backyard. Skin it. Usually skin it. We found out the skin is pretty delicious, but it adds a lot of fat. But slow grill it, 10 pounds. That'll feed us until usually Wednesday, and then like salad, veggies, whatever, frozen veggies, microwave it, do whatever. Even though I don't really like microwaving things, kind of don't have a stove or in water, so it's kind of a pain in the dick. But it's still like our microwave is in our garage on top of our washer and dryer on 2 big ass planks of wood. Yeah.
oh man,
So like, I can't food prep, dude. If you don't shut up, like it's everybody can do it. Especially if I can do it in my backyard.
but
Like
no, listen. As far as meal prepping, yeah, I get it, I get that. But I'm seriously
you
though,
just don't know how, but all the information is on the internet. Like you can, you. I'm going to send you a document that I made on Chat GPT, and I'll email it to you, and it will literally give you a meal plan for like 30 freaking days. And it's like if I think I set it at 185 pounds, and I wanted to go up to 190. No, I didn't do for weight. I did for macronutrition. So if I wanted this amount of protein per day, with this amount of carbohydrates. Create me a meal plan and do not repeat the same meal twice. And it's big ass chart. Yeah. And my buddy was just like, that's insane. I was like, if you don't know how to do something, like I like AI for certain things, and something like that where you're trying to just figure it out, and it'll give you all the ideas in the world that you need to be able to tweak
You
stuff.
know what my big? I'll tell you straight up. I promise you, this is no excuse. Because we are all independent and we all take care of each other, of ourselves. But make sure at least your partner is on board with almost everything you do, especially with your diets and so forth, right? There's certain things that I try to do, and she's like, no, no. Food is one of them. Now we have a very similar palate. We really do. We have a really similar, but there's certain things that I tell her, dude, I can't get her off the breads. I can't get her off the fucking starches. I can't get her off the potatoes. I can't get her off the fucking the sugar. You know, she's like, oh my God, look at me. I'm so bloated. I was like, you know why, right? I was like, I know exactly why you're bloated right now. She goes, really? Yep. Oh, I'm about to have my period. No, that's not gonna happen for another fucking 8-9 days from now. But I promise you, right now, what you have, you know, is you're all blocked up. I said, you got a fucking shit. She goes, what? I said, I'm telling you right now. I know for a fact. I said, you've eaten so much garbage that you're swollen. It's not bloated, you're swollen. But look at my face. Exactly. You're swollen. You need to stop eating. Don't eat anymore. You need to stop and just. But here's the other thing. She has a problem with her pancreas. So she has pancreatitis. And her pancreas has scar marks. I'm telling you, she's been hospitalized about 4 or 5 times because of this. Now, not eating is not essential. Excuse me, not eating is not an option.
It's not an option.
It's not an option. Like she has to have something in her stomach. Like she goes, oh, it's starting to hurt. She has to eat something. It has to have some type of enzymes. I don't know what it is. That's why I need to get this guy Gary Breckett test. No. But anyway, the reason is that if her pancreas, it has to be something starchy too, like a potato or a big ball of rice. Like, you know what I mean? It can't be a fucking piece of steak.
It has to be a large quantity of carbohydrates.
Yes.
Interesting.
It soothes her stomach.
Interesting.
And I think and I'm like, wait a moment. So that means that you're pre-diabetic. Like in my mind, I'm like, wait a moment. So that's probably. I am worried for her.
You should find a nutritionist that specializes in that, because there's probably somebody that's very versed in that. That's
I have to find it. What I'm gonna do is I just gotta put a date on it.
Because there's always somebody that knows more than us about certain subjects.
And I'm sure somebody's out there. Yeah,
I'm sure there's somebody that's freaking like got that dialed in to quite a science.
Do you know what they do in order for you not to? So if her pancreas swells up and it starts excreting too much fucking enzymes, that's called pancreatitis. The pancreatitis really swell up and then it'll burst.
Well, that's like the pancreas is one of those things where if it can kill you.
It can kill you.
So
it's really bad. So you can't replace it. You can't fucking remove it. It's extremely necessary. Well, the other thing is, when she goes into the hospital for pancreatitis, she's full of it's IVs for a week and no food, no water. No food, no water. You can't eat or drink anything. They make that stomach stop working, which is insane. She goes, it hurts, and then they fucking fill her up with fucking drug pills, like so she's like, you know,
I don't know, man.
it's not fun and it's scary.
And that's that's sounds like it sucked a lot. Might be something worth doing some research on, trying to find somebody local, naturopath, that could help navigate that. Because if she knows that like the bloating and all that other stuff is the aftermath of that behavior, there's got to be a happy medium somewhere, like and not the roller coaster of going up and down.
I'll tell you right now, I am worried. Yeah, I am worried.
My wife is she's a pasta fiend. She loves freaking pasta, and I don't despise it like I used to, but I don't like the way it makes me feel. So it's one of those things. Or they're like, "Do you have celiac?" Like, I don't think so, but I sure don't like freaking I the bloat and all that other stuff, and I just think it's natural because of what they've done to our food. Is because I don't remember it having that adverse of effect when I was young, but I could have had a healthier stomach when I was younger. Yeah, we're
Write
at
this
time.
down. Yeah, write this down for tomorrow because we gotta touch this. The other thing that I noticed was that, you know, look at the difference of ingredients that in the U.S. versus the rest of the world. There's a lot of things in fucking Europe that is not allowed that they have, like the McDonald's fries. Can you how is it that the McDonald's fries here are radioactive? That shit'll fucking kill you. They don't even fucking go bad. They never die.
Did you see the picture of the stuff in the dump? God, or the burger, it just shrank a little bit and it looked exactly the same.
Identical.
The microorganisms wouldn't even eat it.
Wouldn't even eat it.
Like that's telltale right there. But yeah, no, we definitely. And I gotta figure out what I was listening to yesterday, and they were talking about that. Oh, it was good old Alex Jones and Tucker Carlson, and they were talking about the GMOs and stuff, and I was just like, yeah, like he's not wrong. So
no, but anyway.
All right,
let's start our day. Thank you so much.
Yep. Talk to you tomorrow.
Later, brother. Bye.